Above a lawless land, where blood feuds and violence rule, American medevac teams race to save Juma Bakhtar. 8 months pregnant, shot through the stomach. A mother and her unborn baby who without this aid would die for certain. In these tribal areas, life is still brutal. The field surgeons have minutes to save them. The American doctors have kept Juma Bakhtar alive, just. And by emergency caesarean, they've delivered her tiny, premature baby. The bullet fired through his mother's belly struck the baby in the womb. The infant has a 4-inch gash to his back. It takes a dozen stitches to close his wound. Even before he was born, another victim of Afghanistan's conflicts. Juma Bakhtar's home is the wild frontier with Pakistan. The mightiest army in the world is trying to tame this place. To end the culture of the gun Juma Bakhtar fell victim to.
How you doing? Good to see you again.
The task can only be achieved by persuasion, not military force. But the Taliban were in this village last night, telling people not to cooperate with the Americans. So now Captain John McGrady is trying to convince the wary tribes to submit to central government and the rule of law.
The system that's being built is going through the growing pains of associating their cultural system of tribal elders and warlords with a governmental system and a security system like police and governors and sub-governors.
Violence is fed by smuggling routes across the mountains. Weapons and explosives flow into Afghanistan from havens in Pakistan.
And set up a window right here with your position right here, facing that way.
John McGrady is trying to cut the lines, to extend the reach of the Afghan police right to the border. Step by step, the American forces are expanding their reach here. To do so is absolutely vital to their mission, the reason they came to Afghanistan in the first place, limiting the global threat of terrorism and extremism. To do that, they must control these wild borderlands. Transforming Afghan lives is part of that effort. The medevac team didn't expect Juma Bakhtar to survive. Her baby boy is healing too. She's named him Rahmatullah. It means blessed by God. A tiny, fragile scrap of hope in a land of violence and cruelty. Damien Grammaticus, BBC News in eastern Afghanistan.